Hello, form constant 11 or so.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
What you been getting into?
Um, I started working. I started working Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Oh
and
shoot. Wait, different job, new job?
no, same printing job.
All
Just a couple more hours.
right, you get a little
Uh,
fatter checks.
I make $400 every 2 weeks.
Oh, that's rough. Can't support a family on that wage.
No, absolutely not. I'm just like slowing down the flow of my dog attack money, but it's still like,
Slowing down the flow of it. Are you
yeah,
tapping into
because
that? You should not be tapping into that.
what else would I pay for rent and things with?
I mean, I guess I thought dad was helping you out in those areas.
No, I mean he pays for like my insurances.
All right, well, new strategy. I propose you get a serving job.
I know. I'm gonna try at some point.
You know, even like bussers kill. So like you kind of sometimes you might have to start as a busser, but like even the bussers get tips at the end of the night, and like they end up making like really good money because they get like a decent hourly plus they get like 15% of all the tips of the night. Like busing is not a bad gig either.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I want to do that. I just don't like the whole applying and trying to get a job thing. And I'm going out of town a lot of summer, so I'm gonna do it later in summer, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you can always lock in like next school year, but I think that'd be
Yeah.
better for your funds.
But the sun's been coming out. I've been going to the botanical garden. It's beautiful.
Hell yeah, the Athens Botanical Garden.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, that's right. I
it's
remember that was something we talked about doing when I was there. I still have yet to
oh
see the
yeah,
Athens Botanical Garden.
it's magnificent and it's really springing now and it's just awesome. There's some great children's architecture, landscape architecture to play on and whatnot.
Yeah, like climbable stuff.
Yeah, but it's kind of like accessible for elderly people too. Like there's like there's like a rope climbing thing that goes up to this big like rope net seated like a big old hammock kind of
Yeah,
situation. But there's also a big ramp to get up there. It's really nice.
that's cool.
But yeah, I was like going through some mental sadnesses, I guess, last time we called.
Yeah, you seemed a little depressed. I ended the call feeling a little bit worried for you. I think I might have checked in at some point, so I'm glad to hear you're doing better. Is that true? You're still doing better?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't know. I guess a lot of things just culminated in me being like, "Fuck, everything sucks and we're fucked."
Like
Um,
geopolitically type stuff,
just
like
like
conspiracy
my,
wise.
no, maybe
Because
a
I
little
get you.
bit. I guess, yeah, I guess a little bit that kind of stuff, but then it's like, I don't know, contrasting that with my personal life and being like, why are we even, things are just, I don't know.
Like, why
I
bother?
ended up, I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend like a couple days after our call, and then like I went to work and was like bawling and was like, holy shit, I actually really liked my relationship, and I'm just, I was having a crazy like negative perception of everything. And we're back together now and we're much happier.
Well, that's
So
good.
yeah, I started going to therapy too. Like it was actually that was a big moment in my life. I don't know.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm snapping for you off
Thanks, man.
mic.
But yeah, I've things are looking up. I'm going rock climbing later today. I paid my uh I paid my hospital bill for my broken collarbone, and I'm gonna have to pay for my study abroad.
So you're paying for this out of pocket.
I'm paying for it out of uh Nick's insurance
Dog
settlement
dog bite.
money. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's good. So I guess I can't say you're spoiled anymore because I feel like I didn't pay for shit in college. So like I think I might have been more spoiled than you at this point.
really? You didn't pay for shit?
Like I paid for like if I went out to eat, I paid for that. If I wanted to like buy a guitar, I paid for that. Like I paid for that kind of stuff, but I didn't pay for my rent. I didn't pay for my study
Oh yeah,
abroad.
okay, I see.
I didn't pay for
Yeah, I
my
mean,
tuition.
well, it's like the whole thing is like this. The settlement money was like always for that,
I
so
see.
I have control over it. So it's like I'm paying for it, but realistically, it's like as if they had saved up money for me to go to college.
Right. Yeah, the money that I spent like on rent and tuition was money that so my grandma like got me bonds for my birthday like ever since I was born, and
Oh,
that's where that money came from. So shout out Grandma
so
Pat.
yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like
It's pretty much,
just
yeah.
just having someone like looking out for you and then having control over that a little bit. I have more control over it, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't have my dad was just like, "Yep, we're putting the money in here. It's coming straight from the bond account. This is paying your
Nice,
tuition. Don't fail out, you retard." No, he didn't say that, but
nice, dude. Did you see that? Did you see that politicians are insider trading on the war,
I mean,
like on Polymarket and Kalshi and shit?
yeah, I think I saw hints of that. I think I'm like scared now that everything I see is like fake. So, but like I'm like kind of seeing everything, but I'm just like not like believing everything. But yeah, I did see that. But it's also like they I mean they've been doing that from the start. The poly market is kind of funny though because it feels so casual.
It is. It's yeah. I mean, it's like yeah. I guess it's worthwhile to not believe everything you see on the internet, especially for you having your some of your beliefs that you have.
Yeah, it can be dangerous.
But I saw this guy that I follow on YouTube that is like just into financial stuff. Like he's not political at all. He just was talking about insider trading because he's always like covering scams and he's into crypto and all that. And he was talking about how like there's a huge investment in like will they bomb like Iran or whatever like 15 minutes before Trump sent out a tweet saying that they were gonna do it, and so just like that kind of stuff.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that.
I think bad is
I
probably the
think bad.
answer.
But like if I had some type of job where I could foresee world events and I bet on it, I'd be pretty stoked on it. You know, it's like,
Yeah, but
can
it
you be
is
mad?
illegal. Like I work for the Georgia I do graphic design for Georgia football, and I had to sign something saying I wouldn't bet on any sports. And that's
Yeah.
like nothing compared to being in the fucking White House and betting on bombing places.
So no one's, so this wasn't a story of like, yeah, and we're gonna prosecute. This isn't okay. It's more like, oh, they're doing this. Isn't that crazy? Moving on. What's the next thing?
No, it's not. No one's getting prosecuted.
See, this is what's gonna like really wake people up because like it's too much. I mean, that's not even.
I
I
don't,
mean,
dude. It's not gonna wake people up. Like,
it has
so
to.
there was this one guy who burnt himself to death in front of a courthouse and had an entire like manifesto talking about how like they're worshiping money and they're gonna take all our money until there's nothing left, and like
Oh
that
shit.
like the only political like it's just about money and they're worshiping money and they're going to continue insider trading and scamming us and making it seem like it's just a normal thing.
Yeah.
He burnt himself to death. You'd think that'd be a news story that people talk about.
No, I mean the news is captured. You know, you get 10 stories on like just like the most random stuff like that missing woman in Arizona that like there's just on it was playing like 24/7. Meanwhile, you have news stories like that or like something like way more or like the Kalshi betting or just like a number there's like a number of other things that are actually important. Or Epstein, like no one's ever said Epstein on Fox News. No one's ever like mentioned his name, I feel like.
Did you see Melania coming out and talking about it?
Oh yeah.
Did you see all the memes being uh like oh shit, the war's going so bad they're bringing back up the sex trafficking pedophile.
No, that's funny. Have you seen the apparently Iran is like creating Lego AI videos, like music
Oh
videos.
yeah, 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 propaganda or something.
It's
I've
like
heard about this. I haven't seen it.
it's just like roasting America, and the latest one they dropped is about Melania, and it's like something about like it's Epstein's queen, Melania is Epstein's queen. Like, it's like hooky, it's like
Dude, I
catchy.
mean, but good for them. Trump was doing that shit for in Gaza.
What, like memes, like AI stuff?
Yeah, AI song memes.
Oh yeah, I remember there was like they had like AI renderings of like what the Gaza Strip would look like when it's like gold plated with like Trump's statue on it, and it's just like billionaire playground. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know
crazier shit
it's
is happening every day, and it's like nothing is tangibly changing.
yeah, I listened to a crazy podcast. It's on the Danny Jones podcast. You remember this fellow?
Yeah, I've watched a couple Danny Jones things. He's just the dumbest motherfucker ever. He's like, oh yeah, crazy, and
I
he'll
know.
have
That's
like
why I love
top
him.
scientists on there.
Yeah, that's why, because he like represents the common man. That's why we need him. Like this is like how
And
I
he
would
like
converse with these guys. I'd be like, "Oh, no way, crazy."
he will like talk to insane like pseudoscientists who are like
Yes.
actually smart but like also crazy,
Yeah.
and he'll like try to even to like start saying what they were talking about to a different person, and they're like, what the fuck? It's so funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's because there's just one of the threads that he's like super into is like the history of the Bible, or like the true testimonies of the Bible and like what they actually mean. And there's this guy that he talks to that comes on and says that Christ is actually a mistranslation. It really just means like drugs. And so that like Jesus Christ was just like a crazy drug addict, and he was like apparently like in the olden days the drugs they used were like snake poison would like trip you out, but you had to have an antidote, and the antidote was like the blood or like the semen of little boys or some shit like that. And so
What
the
the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ, there's like some gospel where Jesus Christ was found like at midnight in a courtyard with little boys, and he was like sucking the blood of a little kid because he needed the antidote for a snake bite because he was tripping balls, and it's like so insane. And
Wait,
I
the
mean,
sucking the blood out of the kid thing is a Jew thing.
yeah. No, I know. I don't know why this like theme comes up all the time. I feel like there's something to it just because like everyone talks about it. Or maybe that's a psyop of like none of this has ever happened ever, but like isn't that funny that we like put this in your brain? I don't know.
I was I think I have a pretty like, I guess it's like a dumb like psychedelic woo woo thing, but I feel like I have a pretty solid like belief in like a fourth dimension oneness kind of thing. Uh, and it's like, I don't know. I smoked some weed the other day, and I was at, where was I? Oh, I was at the driving range, which
Nice.
was awesome.
Shout out
But it was
golf.
like the sun was setting, and the birds were chirping, and they were all making such weird little noises, and it was like a bunch of different types of birds, and it was like all together they were making this like insane frequency song thing, and it was like, I don't know. It's like all this stuff is working out together, and it's, you know
Yes.
about synchronicities.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I love them maybe too much. So like the idea that you see like angel numbers on the clock and stuff like that.
Uh, not really.
Okay. Well,
More, I
there's
mean,
more to it. That's like the most well-known version of
yeah, I
it. But
guess
also there's
little tiny signs of like things that like matter to you, but are like
yeah.
trivial. But it's like, oh, this is actually there. Like physical representations of things you're thinking about or whatever.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll be listening to a podcast and like also doing something else, like reading something else, and like someone will say a phrase on the podcast, and I'll like just read that exact line in whatever I'm reading, and they're not connected at all, and that kind of trips
Yes.
me out. But I feel like that's somewhat of a synchronicity because it happens like more often than you think. You think, oh, that's just a freaky thing that happened, but it happens like it's probably happened like at least 10 times to me just in the past like 2 years or 3 years or something. Like it happens
Yeah.
often.
I also will like be thinking about something or like an idea, and then I'll start interacting with some new kind of media, like a video or like I'll read a book, and it's like that idea is like presented exactly how I want it to be, which is really interesting. It's like I guess just indicative of how people think of the same things in different ways over and over again. But I don't know. There's something bigger to that to me.
Yeah, it's like you chose to like consume that media at like the perfect time, kind of.
Yeah. So that's cool. And I also feel like a lot of shit you've been saying about like evil forces, like in a less conspiratorial way, it's like there are evils in reality that you kind of have to like combat and like face with truth and holiness, I guess.
Yeah, that's interesting. Go, say more.
I mean, it's like there's there's so many things trying to convince you to, I don't know, give in to like hedonism or to create conflict and like to blame other people for things and like okay, let's go with an easy one. Politicians, like they're creating this like they've created this belief that like money is our god and that we need to be seeking out money and all of our policy is about money, and any policy that any kind of mainstream politician would ever pursue would be like business heavy stuff. And it's like they're going they're doing all this stuff to enrich other people and convince other people that and to convince like normal constituents that that's what needs to be done, and then we're just fighting over like which business should get funding or fucking which people are causing our country to lose money. And it's just not about that. And it's these people, it's like it's just classic divisiveness, I guess. And it's not really, it's nothing new or interesting, but there are like tropes and archetypes that I that are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we've probably talked about that like a million times with the whole like left right thing is like it's just like chaos. It's just like stirring the pot. Like it's like it is evil because it's like it's not true. Neither side is truth, and yet we like cling to them, and like it makes us disagree with our friends, and like get into arguments, and it's all just like deception. But yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, am I following what you're saying?
yeah, I think you're right. But I think it also like, I don't know, it's like self-fulfilling, and it stirs up things that it's like there are real people out there trying to find truth and trying to figure out what we can do best.
Yeah,
And there are people arguing that they're trying to do that and disavowing the actual thing that could do that. And it's
yeah,
so frustrating. And it's
yes. I mean, I do think of it as a theater, like it is all stage, and you have like the people. It's like that game we play where like like someone's bad, but you don't know who it is, and everyone is like trying to figure it out, and you're trying to convince your friends that this person is bad, but they're
like
like,
Mafia, that game.
yeah, but they believe so deeply that this person is good, and you're trying, and it's just like you're not getting anywhere because like people just like have their minds made up, and it just becomes this chaotic mess of like everyone's conflicting intentions and everyone's like lying about their intentions, and then like the louder you scream, the worse. Now like the more guilty you look, and now everyone's like, well, actually you're bad, you're the bad one. And it's just crazy. It's like the
Yeah,
Spider-Man meme.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know. I guess we just got to get our communities up. But then there's that damn phone. So
Okay, so I have a topic that's pretty interesting. Have you heard of
Okay.
Hermeticism?
Hermeticism.
Yeah. Or have you heard of
I don't think so.
Hermes, who created Hermeticism, is like a Greek god of knowledge, and he also shows up in other cultures. He shows up in Egypt as Thoth, as like he is like the head of a hawk, like a head of a bird, some kind of a bird, and like the body, like a body of a man. He's like this god
Yes.
character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, so he has these like emerald tablets. Have you heard of those?
Vaguely. Emeralds? No.
So it's like these tablets that are like made of pure emerald and like engraved with this like crazy message, and it's like from first perspective of like Thoth. It's like, I Thoth make these tablets for man so that he may become enlightened. It's basically like his advice to like for like ascension.
Yeah,
Um
okay.
and it's super dope. So like Hermeticism is like an ancient um it's just like an ancient wisdom, like an ancient like secret knowledge base, like mystery school, I guess you'd call it, for ascension for humanity, and it has like a lot of just like fundamental truths like about our reality. So this is like the podcast I listened to. This guy was talking about Egypt, right? So he's talking about the Sphinx and like how like all these ancient megalithic sites are like connected, and
Yeah.
he brings up the Thoth tablets, and I feel like it just feels like really true to me. Um, so like he says, one of the things he says is like the three is like a sacred number, and that everything is like everything revolves around threes, and that it's like the as above so below thing. That's like Hermeticism. So if you think of like mind body soul is like the trinity of humanity, but then you have like our physical plane, you have the celestial plane, and then you have the underworld, which is like the triptych of our environment, and like the whole universe like follows this same dynamic.
Yeah.
So one of the things he said is like in the underworld is like where, remember when we talked about the balancing of your soul and like a past life review to like see if you like learned your lessons and if you can like ascend into like the next chapter of your existence or whatever.
Yeah, like Judgment Day imagery kind of stuff.
Yeah, he says like apparently that is like part of the underworld, and that our like modern religion has obscured the depiction of the underworld as being like hell, and like this is just a bad place where bad people go, and heaven is just a good place where good people go. But it's actually like way more complex than that, and that part of the ascension process is like indicative, like you have to journey into the underworld in order to like spring into like the higher realms, and like that's all part of the process, and you can't like skip the process.
You gotta
um
sink into the ground before you can become the sky.
yeah, but, I mean, yeah, so like I think it's more of like a frequency, like it's a dimensional kind of a thing. So like the underworld is just like a different frequency, so rather than like it's not like down below the earth like hell, like that's just sort of our modern depiction, which is false, but it's more like a realm, like an underworld realm. It's like kind of like the darker, maybe not darker even, but just like the lower vibrational frequency of like the astral planes, and then you have like the higher vibrational frequency of the astral planes. And there's like all these spirits and all these like deities that are flying around on both planes, and they can interact with the physical world. And
Yeah.
so Thoth apparently is like in the celestial plane, so he's like above, quote unquote, he's like in the celestial like higher realms, and he's like a positive figure where there also can be negative figures. So all of that trickles down too. So you have like negative aspects in the upper realms, in the celestial realms, and you have positive ones, like Thoth being a positive one because he's trying to like help man like ascend. And you have like negative ones who are like like classic like demons or like Satan or like fallen angels, right? So they're like still chilling in the astral planes, but they have like bad intentions, and they're like more like about stoking chaos. And then so like in our physical plane, you have the same thing. So you have evil, like people are like actually evil because they are like more negative mindset, and they're in the physical realm
Yeah.
and they're creating chaos. And so that's going to be like your politician. That's going to be like Donald Trump, unfortunately for the MAGA people out there. I used to be a MAGA person, but like I think he's
Yes, I'm
100%.
loving this, dude. You're killing it.
I think he's like you
A
know,
crook, a liar, a scammer, a
yeah.
populist.
Yeah, I think, but like, yeah, so Netanyahu, you got all these, it's basically the people who run the world. So it's like the Rothschilds. I think it all goes back to the Rothschilds, honestly.
I
So
mean,
apparently, and this is a
okay.
tangent. This is a tangent, but I don't know if I've told you. Like, apparently, Epstein was like the hand of the king. If you've ever seen Game of Thrones or like aware of like the role of a hand of a king, it's like the guy who's not the king, but he has like all he does the king's favor. He's the hand of the king of the Rothschilds, and that's why he had all the power, and everything revolves around Epstein because everything revolves around the Rothschilds. And so he's the guy that all these elite people would come to if they needed anything at all. And they could probably get it, but they'd have to probably pay the price. So he's like literally like the devil. When you have to make a deal with the devil, you go to Epstein because he is the face of like the most powerful family on earth. And apparently there's like 16 or 12 families or something that have been like ruling for like 300 years. Okay, but that's a big tangent.
All right,
Um,
that's a cool tangent. I don't know if I've fully bought into that. I'm worried
Rothschilds.
perhaps it's, I
Rothschilds is
don't
a
know.
deep one. Rothschilds is like a name that I've heard like looking at conspiracy since I was like 15 years old or whatever. That's like really an interesting family, and they have like they were a part of everything. So like a part of like the Federal Reserve, and they were a part of, even back even like 100 years before the Federal Reserve, they were like in Europe doing shit and like changing. They changed their name to Rothschild. They like became Jewish. So this is like the whole thing about the Jewish scandal is like they knew that if they were to like adopt Judaism as an identity, it would be protective for them because
Mm,
everyone was like anti-Jewish. So they like took that on because I don't know. I guess they were getting a bad rep, like kind of like Bill Gates was like, everyone hates me. I guess I'm gonna like try to do like nonprofit work and like help humanity. Rothschilds are kind of like that. They're like, everyone hates me. I'm gonna like become Jewish, and then everyone's gonna like pity me or whatever. Um,
okay, I think this is a slippery slope, but I'm following.
yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just like that. It was just like a strategic move for them. But
It's like dudes who want to get pussy, so they say they're bisexual.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then it's like then they can say they can drop the F bomb too. Then it's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah, that's
queer.
true.
I'm queer. I can say
Yes.
that."
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
So they're Rothschilds, all right? Um yeah, so Epstein, I think that okay, also I think Epstein's alive. I think he's like playing Fortnite
Really?
in Israel. Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
No.
Epstein is like I'm pretty sure like my gut is telling me
Oh,
he's
you think they
alive.
gave him back to Israel?
Yeah, for sure. So like the body, there's like pictures that you can look up of like they compare Epstein's like, profile of his face, and then they have like a picture of the body where they like pronounced him dead, and his ear looks like totally different and his nose looks different. Like, there's like just clear differences in the person. So they just like grabbed a cadaver and was like, "Oh, this is Epstein," and zipped him up real quick and was like, "He's dead now. I guess we can
Okay,
I
I'm
guess
not
we can."
opposed to that.
And then they like brushed their hands, the dirt off their hands. Well, I guess this story's over. That was
I mean, I
interesting,
guess
right?
that is like an interesting way for them to wrap it up because like they can't convict him because he'll rat on everyone else,
Yep.
and they can't let him go because then everyone will be like, "What the fuck?"
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that makes sense. I thought they just. I feel like killing him would just be easier, but
So here's
it's the same conspiracy realistically.
yeah, it's the same. So like they just claimed they just wanted us to believe they killed him, but they didn't actually kill him because he's like the most powerful man, underneath the
Well, no, what they want us
Rothschilds.
to believe is that he killed himself,
Oh, I don't that
which
that
is
is like
like
so
just so
crazy.
far out of the picture.
He killed himself with a bed sheet hanging from the top bunk of a bed. Like you don't even that doesn't even that, you like his whole he was like his feet were touching the ground. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah, he didn't kill himself. Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
I'll agree with that so far. I mean,
Okay,
it
but
doesn't really make a difference whether or not he's in Israel or not.
the funniest part is that in the leak of the emails, somebody found that Epstein had an email from Epic Games saying that a successful completion of his V Bucks and this was in like January of like 2026 or something.
Oh my God, that's
So he's
hilarious.
playing Fortnite in Tel Aviv in a basement somewhere.
That's awesome. Good for the guy, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I think his judgment day will come. I'm someone who believes in like cosmic karma, and I think he will reap what he sows.
Well,
But
yeah, I think any of these people who like really go through their lives like worshiping money and doing all these heinous things are gonna die, and they're gonna find out, you know.
they fucked
And
around for a long
I
time.
think I think there's some, I don't know, there's some truth to every like depiction of uh the afterlife from like every religion. The most interesting one to me is like Buddhism, where there's like this reincarnation thing. I can't really
Yeah.
work out how that would happen. I guess like if you die and you live a bad life and you go through your memories, which by the way, it's like been shown that there was a guy, this is hearsay, I haven't looked it up, but I watched a video by Michael Stevens, who I trust, and I'm sure he got the gist of it. Um, he apparently, a guy died while he was getting a brain scan, an MRI, I guess, and the only active part of his brain was like memory retrieval. And so like that the trope of like your life flashing before your eyes,
Yes.
that that could be something. And then there's also like the idea that that just continues happening forever. And so maybe there's like this whole like purgatory thing is really just you reliving every negative moment and being like, wow, was it worth it? That kind of a thing. And then I
Yeah.
guess working working in Buddhism, maybe if it was so bad, you're kind of like your conscious energy moves towards like being an ant or whatever, and you just live like a workhorse, and you can't feel or think anything else, and then you move up and up and up or whatever.
Yeah.
Or moving into like Christianity, like this hell is just live is like being stuck, feeling greed or your worldly desires, and feeling miserable that you're dead, and not being able to transcend into like this like fourth dimensional spiritual realm.
Wait. Okay.
Um,
That's hell.
yeah.
So like you. Okay. So like you're like a really rich guy, but you're just kind of an asshole, and you die, and then you just like. Wait. How does that work?
So I think like you die and you like I guess the ideologies. I mean, I'm just trying to like shift my understanding of what I think might happen into like common religious tropes.
Yeah.
So I think maybe like if if you were really greedy in your life and all you did was seek out money and your relationships like faltered because you wanted money so bad or whatever, that's going to impact your perception and your like ideologies in general. And so, wow, I just watched a squirrel like struggle to climb up a tree. It looks like he was going to fall. Anyways, uh if you're like greedy and you die believing that money is like the thing that you need, you're gonna have that kind of perception that's gonna like trap you, and you're gonna be reliving your life miserably, and it's like just kind of an eternal suffering because you
Okay.
died.
Yeah, and then like you're in the state where money has absolutely no value, so you're forced to like relive the painful memories of like not being there for your kids and like cheating on your wife or like whatever those painful like things
Yeah,
are.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I tend to think, and this is like has no scientific basis. It's more of like a gut feeling. Surprise, surprise. But like I tend to think that the astral realms are super real, and I think that I think that I'm not my body and I'm not my thoughts, but I think I'm this other third thing, which is a soul, and I think that soul does other things after this life, and this is an experience, and so you travel, you like travel the realms, and you like you learn your lessons, and you try to like ascend. You have like missions. You like come to Earth to like do a mission, and so you can. Um, you like gain credits or points or whatever. You like gain memories that like help the collective. So like everyone else is on the same journey, and we're all like a fractalized version, like piece of like the entire system, right? It's all like about fractals, and so that entire system is like what we call God, and like do all this religious stuff to like worship. And
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
reincarnation. My point is, I think reincarnation is like very real, and I think it's just part of what happens. Like I think this is not probably my first life. I think you live all kinds of different lives, and you do it for like different reasons. Like you have some kind of a mission here because there's like a lesson you're learning, or there's like you're coming here to help. That's like a theme in the new age world, is like that there's souls that came onto earth at this time to help us, like to help the whole planet like overcome all this evil that's like that we talk about
Yeah.
every podcast. And I
Yeah.
think that's a really interesting thread. um or you just like go and take a little cosmic vacation, and you incarnate as like what's like the dopest life on earth. Like you incarnate as like a dolphin, you just like swim through the sea, or you incarnate as an eagle and you just like soar. And then yeah, I don't know, it's fascinating. There's like so many different angles to that.
I think that
Of
God,
weird
what?
deja vu. This is a tangent here. Deja vu. I was talking to a friend of mine about deja vu. What if deja vu is like you are in your life review process, and you just like for a split moment, it's like a future version of you stepped back into your life to review the moment that you are living. And that's why it feels like you've lived it twice, because like in that moment you are seeing it twice, because you're like almost like seeing it through two sets of eyes, quote unquote, because like your consciousness after your life is looking at this moment as part of the
Yeah.
life review process.
Yeah. There's Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that specifically, but there's like so many French words for crazy like cognitive things that happen that are like freaky, and it's like our brain, our consciousness is limited so much by our like brain function and our like there's so many things that happen that you aren't like controlling, that are like your body is doing. And it's really weird to be like, wow, my like perceptions are limited. And I was just watching a video, the video I was talking about, Michael Stevens, he was talking about deja vu, and it's really interesting. I also like thinking about how, like, if the if time is like a if the future, if the past already exists, like the future has to as well. And we've talked about that, and I think you don't agree with me, but it's interesting to be like, I'm a vessel, like experiencing one piece of an entire mountain range of things.
Yeah. No, I think yeah, I'm not sure what I think about that. I think it's like sort of a mind bender, but so I think when your soul leaves the physical realm, I think you also like leave this like time bubble. I think like when you incarnate physically, you're in a time bubble and you're experiencing
Yeah,
it linearly. And that's why
yeah,
when you're like in a life review, you're outside of that time bubble, but you're like outside of the time bubble looking into the time, and you're like looking at different moments in time, and you can go back and forth and be like, "Oh, what happened over here? What happened over here?"
yeah.
And
I guess it's not even. I mean,
it's like a
to
different
us,
dimension.
it's like going and replaying certain moments. But like, if you're in this like fourth dimensional afterlife realm thing, you're probably, it just everything is, which
Yeah,
is an
hundred
awesome
percent.
song by the Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah, it is for sure. I love that band. That's awesome. They're super depressing
I
band.
saw this insane. Speaking of fractals, I saw an insane National Geographic photo of like uh like underwater fractals, like some kind of, I don't know what it was. I'm gonna send it to you. It looks insane. Here it is. I'm sending it to you on Instagram.
All right, perfect. I'll put it up on the screen.
While scouring the seafloor for surprising creatures in Indonesia's Lamba Strait, photographer Ross Gudgeon came across a cluster of cauliflower soft coral. Really boring from the outside, Gudgeon says, since it simply resembles its namesake. But when he carefully poked his underwater probe lens into a clump of the coral, he captured a fractal universe of towering polyp-tipped branches.
That's
Are you looking
amazing.
at it?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah,
And
I
it's like
mean,
there's like scales to everything. Like it's
yeah,
so interesting to me that you can go infinitely small and it's like
yeah.
infinite.
I know. It's like something that I think this like our current culture like doesn't wrap our head around, but it's like it's so clearly like the nature of all existence. Like
Yeah.
music is like that, like musical frequencies are like that, where you have like
Yep.
scales that just like ascend lower and higher infinitely.
Yep.
Um, the physical world is like that with like cells and shit. Like the
Yep.
nature of the universe, like the spiral galaxy is like a fractal of like I don't know, spiraling currents in the oceans of the world. Yeah, and apparently we so on a conscious level, one of the other things this guy was saying on the podcast is like we are our consciousness is a fractal of the entire
Of the
consciousness
whole.
that makes the universe. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
the consciousness
Yes.
of God is us. Like we're all a
Yes.
fractal of it. So we're one little tiny spire in this little cauliflower, whereas God is like the entire cauliflower as a whole.
Yeah. Yes. We are God and everything is God. Um yeah, and there I that's also like panpsychism and fundamental consciousness theory, which is really really cool. I love that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't know. I think yeah, I mean, we just gotta be telling people about it, I guess. But
Yeah,
there's
I think
also
we're like
just,
in a time of awakening. I think this is like a new renaissance. And
I
because
don't
like we
know,
have the
dude. It
internet.
seems like most people are just pissed off about shit, and like other people are like, yeah, this sucks, but nothing's gonna change.
I mean, I just think it's like I'm like so curious about all these topics that we talk about. I'm just like genuinely curious about it all, and if I, like, I think that's the type of thing that can spread. Like, it just takes like one little seed of just like, wait a minute, like, what you're telling me Epstein's not dead, or like whatever the hell it is you latch onto, and that's like it can just like make a chain reaction.
Yeah,
And I just think that we're at this place where people are starting to question like there's just like nothing it's like the thing it's like the McKenna thing of like everything is getting so weird that people are just gonna have to like stop and be like, wait, why is everything so weird? And then that's gonna be like there's gonna be like this like sort of what do you call it? Like a chain reaction, like a tipping point for like everyone, and that's gonna come in their life, and then there's like the whole population's gonna be like, yeah, it is weird, yeah, it is weird, yeah, and then we start talking about how weird it is. And I think I think it's possible.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
get,
whenever
yeah,
I
I
talk
agree
to
with you.
anyone about like conspiracies are like, yeah, but what are we gonna do about it? And then you put up your hands and you go about your day. But it's like, I mean, this is these are the types of things that like fundamentally change the way you think about your entire life, and it changes your values. It changes like everything. Like and I don't know what that means. I think it means something different for everyone. But I think this is like this type of discussion that like makes you like reevaluate your life and like what you're bringing to the world, because you like if you understand yourself as like a fractal of the universe and you start to think like, what can I do that's like beneficial for me and for like the entire universe, which means like everyone around me because they're part of the universe too. Like I think it's like a flipping of a switch. It's like a change of like how you think about it.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, meanwhile, you still
I
have to
agree
go to
with you.
work. Like I don't know. I'm almost like, well, why don't I practice what I preach? It's like I'm still like going to work and like doing my stuff, but there's like something in the background of like I'm working towards something. Like there's something changed. I think it gives you
Yeah,
meaning. I think it does because there's like you have something to work towards, if nothing else.
yeah, dude, I agree, and I'm feeling hopeful about things that are bad. You know?
Yeah, I think the political stuff is just. I really just think we're just as a whole gonna just be like ignore them because it is theater. One of the
Yeah,
examples I saw recently was, do you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but when Trump was debating Hillary, this was like a long time ago before his first campaign. He one of the things he like Hillary like he gave this like meme of a moment that everyone was like, "Holy shit, that was awesome." So Hillary said, "Yeah, I can't imagine how the world would go if someone like you were in power." And then he said, "Yeah, you'd be in jail." And then everyone freaked out. Everyone was like, "Holy shit, this guy's the fucking man. Like I love this guy." And that's like one of the
He
moments that
was
people look
such a
back to.
populist, dude. Like, it
I
really
know.
is like Democrats could win some shit if they were just cool.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Now he's in power. He's been in power for like 8 years plus, or like not eight. Well, what is it? He's at like
And
five
he
years
hasn't done
now.
shit. He's
Hillary's
done
not in
bad
jail.
things.
He's defending Bill Clinton. He totally wiped Epstein under the rug and was like, nothing
Yep.
to see here. Like
Yeah.
it's just like
He
all
lied. He
theater.
lied. He
It's all
did.
theater. And so I think those are the types of moments where you have to reflect and just be like, none of this is true. And like, it's like you have to know at this point that they're. I mean, they've been lying to us from the beginning. Like maybe
I
JFK was the only one who told the truth, and he got shot.
here's my take on politics. They're all bad and they're all lying, but at least the Democrats are like trying to do social things, and there are social inequalities that exist that we should try to combat.
I think
And
you're
like,
wrong on that. I think that's propaganda mind for you.
dude, that's so crazy to think that.
I mean,
People
it's
people are
fraud.
suffering because of like the way the system works, and I don't think they're coming at it from like a right angle, but I don't know, man. Was
It's
was the woke era so bad?
Yeah, I think it was
Why?
because it's all theater.
I mean, what virtue signaling theater?
Yeah, virtue. It's all theater. It's like, what can we do that will fuck up the Republicans? Like that's like literally where wokeism came from. I know. You know what would really get them if we just like everyone said they're racist because some of them are a little racist. So like we're just gonna say they're all racist and we're just gonna cancel them. That would fuck everyone up, and that's what they did. But
I
this whole
mean,
idea that Democrats are
what do you
trying
think
to
about go ahead.
the whole idea that Democrats are like actually trying to create social like justice is like I think it's baloney. I think there's like maybe a couple people out there that are actually doing, but
I
like
think Zoran is.
the amount of fraud out there is like incredible. So like we know that these government programs, whenever they make a
But
government program,
this is propaganda from the other side though.
no, because I think it's real. There's like so much money that's
Dude,
not accounted
yes,
for.
money is getting wasted by the government. What's
It's no,
new?
it's not
It's
getting
not, they're
just
not
wasted.
saving any though.
It's getting stolen.
Okay, I mean Israel's stealing our money too.
Yeah, it's
So
everyone is like sucking it. That's our life force energy is like money, which by the way is like dead trees. So they're making us worship dead things because they're fucking Satanists. It used to be like gold, and that was like beautiful and like alive and electric, and now it's like dead trees. That was a take I
okay,
heard recently that I liked.
I don't think fraud is good. I don't think war is good. I don't think funding those things are good, but I also don't think like everyone being woke and being like, "Oh, you actually can't say this," and just like being pricks about dumb shit was like the worst thing in the world. And I think if that were allowed, like more leftist ideals would be more popular and we could become like a society of people who care about each other.
No, I think you're being a little idealistic. I just don't think it's going to come from a political movement. Like I know what you're saying, but the Democrats don't have the answer. I think they're just
Yeah, I
lying.
don't think so either.
They're just lying just as much as the next guy. And I think what really irks me about the Democratic movements are like they prey on people's like good-heartedness. Like they want to like grab you right there. Like we're helping people that like don't have a voice. We're standing up for people who are like the downtrodden in society. Like we're standing up for like people who have historically been, left out of the conversation, left out of the money pool. We're doing this because we care about people, and I think that's all just a front to like grab the heartstrings of people. And I think that's
Yeah,
kind of
I
sinister. I
agree
think
with
that's
you.
evil
I
because I
agree
think
with
they do
you.
not deliver. Like name me one time when they've actually delivered.
I don't know. I let me say this. I agree with you, but I think in terms of like how like political beliefs work, the further right you go, the the worse it's going to be. And both Democrats and Republicans are just right as fuck. And it's like we have to go so much further left to like be anywhere.
Well, I think the further, and this is propaganda brain for me, but I do think it's also true. Like the further left you go, it becomes like socialism, and then it becomes communism, and it's like we know what communism does. It's not good. We don't want that.
I think that, I mean, yes, communism when ruled by the wrong people and shit is
Okay,
terrible, but also Cuba is socialist and would be doing fine if we didn't have terrible sanctions on them.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about Cuba. Like I've never been there. I don't know how the people are. Like I don't know.
I think that most, I mean, here's what I'll say about this propaganda brain that you're operating with and aware of. The like main goal of the US is to promote capitalism and continue being powerful as the US. And socialism threatens that. And that's why they've been to wars that don't make a lot of sense. And that's why they fund things that don't make a lot of sense. And that's why we have horrible sanctions on Cuba to make them fall into suffering when they could be doing like really well. Like they were sending out doctors to go do aid in other places and save people's lives. And that's not a political thing. That's humanism.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know enough to speak on it. So, I mean, I'll concede and say maybe they are doing some good and we fucked up because I mean, I think America that's what America likes to say we do, but I think it's really just a front for like the Rothschilds. Like that's what I kind of think it all boils down to.
Wait, what?
Like you say America is like the point of America is like to establish capitalism and democracy
Well,
and
the point of America is to keep running and keep the people who are comfortable or whatever.
yeah, I think it's really at the end it's just a money game and like the people at the top want to keep making money and it also benefits the citizens because everyone's like IRA accounts go up. It's like Pam Bondi saying that the DOJ is at 50,000 when asked about Epstein. It's like that is kind of at the end of the day what everyone cares
Yeah,
about.
that is what that's all it is.
And
Yeah,
every and
it's just money.
people were like that's ridiculous, but they're also like, well, at least we have that. You know, it's kind of like they kind of
At least
accepted
we have
that.
money, you mean?
Yeah, they're like, "At least our
Yeah,
stocks
yeah.
look good. Like, at least I can retire in a couple years. So,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
at least we
Tucker
have that."
Carlson's thing is like, I just want to be a Christian guy in a powerful country. It's like that
Right.
makes sense,
Like,
and
that's
that
what most
is
people
like
want.
it is like idealistic to believe in something else, but there's also like we could continue doing that and also have like universal health care. And I think most people agree with that. And that's like a
Yeah.
socialist value.
I mean, I want universal healthcare too, but like, it also isn't great either. Like, people in Canada talk about how shitty their healthcare is, how it's like it's free, but it takes you like years to even like get an appointment. Like that, I don't think that's really have it figured out either.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And we're not going to save the world in one day. They didn't build Rome in one day.
Yeah, but how many days did it take to collapse?
What was it, one? It
I don't know.
was probably a couple. I actually don't know
It's probably
shit
like
about Rome.
it's probably like half an hour.
I think it had to have been longer than that. There had to be some buildup and whatnot.
Well, yeah, but like the actual collapse was probably pretty quick.
I watched an interview with Afro Man. Did you hear about his case and shit?
Yeah, I heard he's been in the headlines, but tell me the details. Didn't really like look into it that hard.
So he got raided by the police in his county like in 2021, I think, 5 years ago or something. And he got raided because some lady got arrested and just threw him under the bus, being like, he's kidnapping, he's trafficking drugs. You're gonna go there and you're gonna find kids locked in a dungeon, and you're gonna find pounds of illicit drugs. And so they broke into his house, and he had already had like just like petty thieves break into his house, so he had cameras fucking everywhere, and he recorded them raiding his house and just being shitty, and like he he, he made songs about like every single one of them, and he was like, "Are
That's
you
amazing.
gonna fix my door?" And like there's this guy, he had a lemon pound cake in the kitchen, and there was one of the guys was like fat, and like he like looked at it, looked at the camera, looked back at it, looked at the camera, and and he made a song. He was like lemon pound cake, like making this song about it. Very funny stuff.
What was did he have like a message about it? Like,
I mean, his message was just like, "Fuck these police who broke into my house. Like, I want my money back and to fix my door."
damn.
And they sued him for defamation for making these songs,
Oh my god.
and they wanted $4 million from him.
What?
And they stole money from his house. And so long court case, whatever, whatever, he wins, and it's like a big freedom of speech thing. So
Hell yeah.
that's
Afro
cool.
Man
But
for the
he's
win.
yeah, yeah, and it's great. And I watched a podcast with him and Andrew Callahan, and it was like mostly like funny takes and like real shit and like facts. Afro Man, you're so right. And then he was just like so clearly like so pissed off about his divorce, and that was like leaking into it, and he just really was like hating on women and love and relationships, and that was kind of sad to see. But
Damn.
props to Afro Man, I guess.
Afro Man's dope. His music like was like part of the soundtrack to my childhood.
Did you smoke weed for the first time too? Can I because I got high?
I mean, no, but I definitely had I probably put it on to it like during a sesh. Blunt cruising.
Awesome.
Colt 45 and two zigzags. Um, all right. Well, we made some pretty good stuff here. I was hoping to end on a passage from the Emerald Tablets by Thoth. Are you open to that?
Yeah, bro, go for it.
All right. So here we have the first Emerald Tablet, which is the history of Thoth and the Atlantean.
Wait. Before you go, I'm gonna have another one for next week.
Another what?
Something to read, something to go out on.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, go.
Okay. Way to ruin the flow. All right, here we go. I, Thoth the Atlantean, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king, magician, living from generation to generation, being about to pass into the halls of Amenti, set down for guidance of those that are to come after. These records of the mighty wisdom of great Atlantis. In the great city Kior of the island of Undal, in a time far past, I began this incarnation. Not as the little men of the present age did, the mighty ones of Atlantis live and die, but rather from aeon to aeon did they renew their life in the halls of Amenti, where the river of life flows eternally onward. 100 times 10 have I descended the dark way that led into light. As many times have I ascended from the darkness into the light, my strength and power renewed. Now for a time I descend, and the men of Kim is alchemy in ancient Egypt, parentheses, shall know me no more. But in a time yet unborn will I rise again, mighty and potent, requiring an accounting of those left behind me. Then beware, O men of Kim, if ye have falsely betrayed my teaching, for I shall cast ye down from the high estate into the darkness of the caves from whence ye came. Betray not my secrets to the men of the north or the men of the south, lest my curse fall upon ye. Remember and heed my words, for surely I return again, and require of thee that which ye guard. A even I even from beyond time and from beyond death will I return, rewarding or punishing as ye have requited your trust. Great were my people in the ancient days, great beyond the conception of little people now around me, knowing the wisdom of old, seeking far within the heart of infinity, knowledge that belonged to earth's youth. Wise were we with the wisdom of the children of light who dwelt among us. Strong were we with the power drawn from the eternal fire. And of all these, greatest among the children of men was my father, Thotme, keeper of the great temple, link between the children of light who dealt within the temple and the race of men who inhabited the 10 islands. mouthpiece after thee of the dweller of Unal, speaking to the kings with the voice that must be obeyed. Grew I there from a child into manhood, being taught by my father in the elder mysteries, until in time there grew within the fire of wisdom, until it burst into a consuming flame. Not desired I, but the attainment of wisdom, until on a great day the command from came from the dweller of the temple that I be brought before him. Few there were among the children of men who had looked upon the mighty face and lived. For not as the sons of men are there children of light when they are not incarnate in a physical body. Chosen was I from the sons of men, taught by the dweller, so that his purposes might be fulfilled. Purposes yet unborn in the womb of time. Long ages I dwelt in the temple, learning ever and yet ever more wisdom, until I too approached the light emitted from the great fire. Taught me he the path to Amenti, the underworld where the great kings sit upon his throne of might. Deep I bowed in the homage before the lords of life and lords of death, receiving as my gift the key of life. Okay, there's more. I encourage you to go read it because it's pretty long.
All right, that's cool. I'm not sure I totally get it, but there you go.
Interesting stuff. All right.
Some of that sounded like some Jewish stuff.
Well, it's like I think it's like older than all this stuff. I think it's they like.
It sounded like the song "Israel" by Ween.
Oh yeah, not familiar.
Well, check it out.
Will do.
Check it out to our thousands of fans. Give it a
Yes.
listen. Share it with your friends. Give us a like. Let us know down below what you want to hear next.
Please hammer that subscribe button.
Yeah, smash it. Just
Destroy it. Nuke that thing.
destroy it. All right. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.